Hey, what's going on, guys? It's P again with Red Star Science. As always, share, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now, today's topic is going to be a play on something we talked about before. We talked about owls, otherworld life forms, and one of the things that I've been working on the past couple of years is kind of a paper, you might say, might make it a book, I don't know, on integrating a species other than our own into our society. Now, when I mean species other than our own, I mean a sentient species that is self-aware. Might not have technology, it might have technology, but for lack of better terms, they're like us, but they're not us. Now, how do we go about making something like that part of ourselves? How do we go about integrating something that we aren't into us without making us lose who we are and without making and causing a panic? Well, first things first, all right? Assuming that this is, something that we're going to try to do, what I suggest is doing a head count of the probable species that are probably already among us. Now, again, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. Okay, not my deal. But again, like I said, I am a major thread puller, and I will pull on a thread until the whole motherfucker falls apart. All right, that's what science is. Science is just finding out. Now, and I'm not saying all this stuff is true about the aliens being here. No, I'm not saying all that. What I'm saying is, let's just pay attention and see what happens. Now, the best way to integrate a species, again, is first do a head count and find out how many or what type you have among you. Now, I've actually figured out a system for doing that, and the government probably already does it already, but they might do it on they might not do it on the wide scale that I believe in. Now, what I would recommend is this. We already have facial recognition software, which is programmed into most cameras, ATMs, traffic, cameras, all that kind of good stuff. And every time that a camera scans past you, I can almost guarantee that your face is going to be caught in a database, okay, for the NSA or anything of that nature. All right. Now, what does it mean to us as far as integrating another species? And I'll tell you. I've noticed that throughout my time here, there's a lot of subtle differences between different types of people, all right? And I mean subtle differences as far as facial features, nose to eyes, eyes to skull, certain physical things, distances between, arms, legs, things of that nature. Nothing radical, but there are little things that I've noticed about a lot of people. And one of the things I've always found out is they can always fall into groups. And I don't know how many people pay attention to this, but I have. And I know you have if you think about it. You've seen a lot of people, and they fall into different groups because they kind of look like each other. They resemble each other. And I don't mean like a guy down the street and another guy you saw at the mall. I mean groups of people that have a lot of the same types of features. And it is my belief that there are different tribes of men from the past, and they spread out, but they have a similar, DNA, genome structure, whatever you want to call it, is similar. They start out that way and they spread out, but they still fall into the same, what I call tribal category. Now, what I suggest is creating a control tribal categories and put as many people as you can into these categories using facial recognition software, fingerprint software also. And what you're going to come to find is you're going to have a lot of people that don't fit into a lot of categories. You're going to have outsiders. This is something I've also noticed. I've found a lot of people that I see and I talk to, they just don't fall into any type of group. And again, this is science, this is all theory, it's all conjecture. But it's good theory. And it's one that, it should be checked out. It's one that merits some research into it. So if we were to take all these people that don't fall into a tribal category, facial recognition and all that, and run it through and filter it, and put these into subcategories. I think this merits the ability of us to go keep tabs on these people. And I know it's not the American way. I'm not saying it should be done. I'm just saying that if we are going to find out who is among us, this is a good way to start. And again, in order to integrate different types of species into our own that are intelligent, we have to first find out how many of them are among us. So, this is the first step that I believe should be done in order to start that process. All right? Again, fact-finding, having a solid database is one of the things that you have to do. There's steps involved in this, guys. We're not alone. We already talked about that. If they're not here, it's just a matter of time. All right? And I'm not saying this as somebody that's out there just trying to put it out there and conspiracy. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is theory. And remember, good theory leads to good science. So we're going to get back on this topic another time. I'm going to let you go now, right now. But again, like I always say, guys, be safe and take care of each other, all right? Talk to you soon.